Venn diagrams. This is one of those topics where if you can just master it, you're pretty much guaranteed to get full marks in the reasoning section. So let's crack this topic together. If you're gearing up for exams like the SSC, banking, or railways, then you already know that a question on logical Venn diagrams is almost a sure thing. This is your chance to score, and you really can't afford to make any mistakes here.
That's why in this explainer, we're going to start from scratch and master every single concept. I promise, by the end of this, you'll be able to confidently solve any Venn diagram question that comes your way in the exam. You are watching Ayushi Agrawal, and I'm here to help you do just that.
Broadly speaking, you're going to see two types of questions in your exams. First, we have Type 1, where we have to figure out the logical relationship between three different words, and then there's Type 2, where we're given a pre-made diagram and we have to interpret the data from it. We're going to master both types, one by one.
All right, so let's kick things off with Type 1 questions. Now, before we can even think about solving them, we just need to understand three basic logical relationships. These three are the absolute foundation of this entire topic, so let's really focus on getting them right.
The very first relationship is all. This happens when one item completely, 100%, belongs to the class of another. To show this, we draw one circle completely inside another. And this slide shows it perfectly. Take this example. Every city is inside a state, right? And every state is inside a country. That's why you see these three concentric circles, one inside the other. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Next up, we have our second relationship, sum. We use this when two items share some common ground, but not completely. We represent this with two overlapping circles. For instance, think about the words brother and husband. Are all brothers husbands? Nope. Are all husbands brothers? Not necessarily. But some brothers can definitely be husbands. So there's a sum relationship between them, and this diagram with the overlap shows that perfectly.
And our final fundamental relationship is no. This one's the easiest of all. It's when two things have absolutely nothing in common. They belong to completely different categories. For this, we just draw two separate circles that don't touch at all.
A really simple example, piano and guitar. Sure, they're both musical instruments, but a piano can never be a guitar, and a guitar can't be a piano. They have a no relationship. Okay, now let's see how we can use these three concepts to solve some actual questions.
Okay, now that we've got a solid grip on the three fundamental relationships, all, sum, and no, it's time to put them into practice. Let's take a look at a real exam-level question.
So we have three words, brother, husband, and male. Our job is to find the best logical relationship among these three.
You can see the options on your screen now. Why don't you pause for a moment and think for yourself which one of these diagrams correctly shows the relationship between these three words. Give it a shot.
All right, let's break this down step by step. First things first, are all brothers male? Yes, they are. So that's an all relationship between brother and male. Second, are all husbands male? Of course, yes. So that's another all relationship between husband and male. Now for the third and most important part. What's the relationship between brother and husband? Well, we just discussed this, didn't we? It's sum. Some brothers can be husbands.
So what should our final diagram look like? We need one big circle for male, and inside that big circle we'll have two smaller circles, one for brother and one for husband, and those two will be overlapping. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. See how we easily translated that logic into the right diagram?
Fantastic. I think we're feeling pretty confident with Type 1 questions now. So let's move on to Type 2. In these questions, the diagram is already given to you. Your job is to read it correctly and answer questions based on it. Here, your reading skill is what matters most.
Take a look at this diagram. Every number here represents a very specific group. For example, the number 7 represents people who speak only Italian, and that number 16 in the middle, that's the number of people who speak all three languages, Italian, French, and German. So the first step is always to be crystal clear on what each section means. Now let's try to solve a question based on this. And listen carefully, because this is exactly where the examiner tries to confuse you. This is a very common trap in these exams. The question is, how many people speak Italian and French? Seems simple enough, right? But hold on.
Look closely at the diagram. Where do the Italian and French circles overlap? What's the common area? You'll see two numbers in that common space, 5 and 16. So, what's the answer? Is it 5, is it 16, or something else entirely? And here it is, the trap. The question did not ask how many people speak Italian and French only. It just asked Italian and French. This means we have to count everyone who speaks both, regardless of whether they also speak German or not. Understanding the game of this little word only is so important in the exam.
So what's the right way to calculate this? Well, 5 is the number of people who speak only Italian and French, and 16 is the number of people who speak Italian and French along with German. Since the question didn't exclude German speakers, we have to add both of them together. So 5 plus 16 equals 21. The correct answer is 21.
Excellent. We have now looked at both types of questions. Before we wrap up, let's quickly go over some final pro tips that'll help you save time and avoid silly mistakes in the actual exam.
Always remember these 3 steps. Step 1. For type 1 questions, identify the core relationship. Is it all, some, or no? Step 2. For type 2, read the question twice and really focus on keywords like only and not. And step 3, for both types, use option elimination to save precious time. Your final takeaway should be logic first, then careful reading. I really hope this explainer has cleared up all your concepts on Venn diagrams. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what topic you'd like an explainer on next. Stay tuned to the channel for the next video. The link to the complete